our next guest is an incredible animal communicator. I found her on YouTube and I was just so amazed by her work. She is such a sweetheart and she just has a unique way of connecting with animals. She's been on Animal Nation, BuzzFeed, E Entertainment, Fox News, you name it. We've seen her everywhere. She is like the go to name for animal communication. She's also been on Animal Planet. She's graced the front page of Los Angeles Daily News, the New York Times. She was featured in the Examiner. The list really goes on. She's also lectured for Kaiser Hospital, Los Angeles Unified School District, the Conscious Life Fair, UCLA. If you're showing, racing, engaging in any type of competitive discipline, Candy can communicate with your animals and speak for even remotely and guide them through the whole event. But it doesn't just have to be a racing or show animal. She can communicate with your pets as well. And you can see some examples of her work on YouTube, and she's truly amazing. So let's welcome Candy.
Hello, thank you everybody and welcome. I'm Candy King Cooper, International Animal Communicator. And Wei, thank you for that beautiful introduction. I really appreciate it. And Ribbon, your music was so beautiful. I mean, it just really, I was just totally getting in the mood here for, in my zone for speaking with everybody. So I hope you're enjoying this event. It's already so amazing, and there's so many other amazing guests ahead of me. I can't wait to see everybody when I finish. So, what I thought I would do today is start with a little bit about myself and my work, and then I want to open it up for discussion because that's my favorite thing. I love communicating, and I love communicating with the humans too. So, maybe I can answer some things that have been on your mind that you'd like to know about your animals. I'm not going to be doing live sessions, but I'll be answering your questions about animal communication work and things like that. Before we start, I just want to show off my brand new book, Afterlife of Animals. It's available right now on Amazon. It's my first book, and I'm very proud of it because it's been number one in Amazon's hot new releases for the last 5 weeks on pre-sale. But you can get it now. It'll actually be available on Tuesday, June 23rd, and also on Kindle. Okay, so that's all for my promo. Getting back to what we're doing today, I thought it would be interesting to start out with my number one most asked question, which is, Candy, how do you talk to the animals? So because I am preaching to the choir today, all my metaphysical friends here, I thought I would start with the Clair senses, Clair, the six senses of that. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to read for you first, they're short, the paranormal definition for each one, and then express to you how I translate that into my everyday work, my sessions with the animals, to give you a better idea of what it feels like to be me in the trenches every day, working with, my gosh, animals worldwide. About 90% of my work is remote. I do it telepathically through work on Messenger, Skype, I mean, WhatsApp, you name it, I'm on it. Pretty good for an older hippie here, what can I say? But I'm learning, I'm catching up. So let's start with our first definition for clairvoyance. And the paranormal definition means clear seeing. This is when visions past, present, and future flash through our mind's eye or our third eye, much like a daydream. Many of us are highly visual and able to understand an idea best when we see it written or sketched out as an image on a screen or canvas. Visual people often choose to be artists, builders, photographers, decorators, designers, and so forth. So if this sounds familiar, your clairvoyance is most likely your dominant sense. Now, the way that translates to me in my work is with imagery. The animals flash me pictures, and I'm able to flash them images back. Just like you and I, some of them are more vocal, some of them are more visual, some of them are more emotional. So I have to take all of this into consideration when I'm working with every single animal, because again, they're each and every one of them is very unique. But a lot of visual help is good for me, especially if I'm working with a runaway. This is how I track lost animals, through visual. They can speak, they can tell me the way they ran, which direction, but when they show imagery, then I'm able to tell their owners, I'm seeing this in front of me. I'm seeing, a blue house. I'm seeing a purple trash can. I'm seeing an orange truck. And these are all amazing clues that help me to get my job done very, very easily, actually. So imagery is very, very important. The next one is clairaudience, hearing, clear hearing. And the paranormal definition for that is this is when we hear words, sounds, or music in our own mind's voice. That's the key. On rare occasions, spirit may be able to create audible sound, though this takes tremendous amount of focused energy. Some of us best retain and comprehend information when we hear it spoken aloud. Our natural talents tend to lie in our auditory faculties, often making us gifted musicians, singers, writers, and public speakers. If this feels right to you, clairaudience may be the leading sense for you. Well, for me, this is my number one communication tool. I am very, very lucky that I do hear the animals speak. I hear their voices. It doesn't matter what country they're on or if they're on the other side. I'm able to communicate with them, and then I'm act as the translator and repeat the conversation back to their human caretaker. It makes my work super easy, because what's better than just speaking what's on your mind? And it's also very cathartic for the animals because it's like their own personal therapy session. So I love it. And that is one of my favorite senses that I get to use. Next, we have clairalience, which means smelling. This, okay, and the paranormal definition is, this is being able to smell odors that don't have any kind of physical source. Instances of this could include smelling the perfume or the cigarette smoke of a deceased relative, used as a sign of their presence around us. I know many of you have discovered this or have felt this phenomenon. When our sense of smell is strong and distinct, we may find that certain smells connect us to past memories or being drawn to working as a florist, a wine tester, or a perfume fragrance creator. I like that last one. So, I know we've all experienced, we smell something or we hear a song, brings us back to that moment. You smell something, brings back all that emotions flooding through your body. Well, for me, the way that this sense works is I'm asked a lot from my clients, my more elevated spiritual clients. A lot of times, my dog is barking at something. I can't see it. Is there an entity in my house, an energy, an unknown force? I feel the heaviness and I'm unsure what's going on. So when I'm communicating with the animal and connecting through them, I'm actually seeing through their eyes sometimes, as in remote viewing. I'm throwing this little extra talent that I'm capable of. And also when we're working in this sense of clairalience, I can smell what they're smelling. So I might be working with somebody and say, I smell heavy, heavy cigarette smoke. This person, someone is a chain smoker or cigar smoke. And it helps me to determine and describe the energy that's present. So my client can better deal with the situation and we can work it through with their animal, figure out what's happening and get a handle on it and bring everybody together to make a very peaceful household. Next on my list, we have Clairgustance, which is clear tasting. The paranormal definition for that is this is the ability to taste something that isn't actually there. The experience oftentimes comes from out of the blue when a deceased loved one is attempting to communicate a memory or association we have with a particular food or beverage that reminds us of them. If we have a heightened sense of taste, this would make us natural chefs, bakers, or food critics. Now, I know these definitions are geared towards humans, but they also apply to the animals because you might all of a sudden smell something my client is telling me, and it is reminding them, I cook chicken and rice for, Lucky, and is Lucky present right now? I'm not cooking it. Why am I smelling it? So this is another way of communication, especially for animals from the other side trying to connect with you. For me, also, it's very helpful because a large part of my work is dealing with finicky animals, especially you that have felines. You know this is an ongoing situation. I can't get my animal to eat. What do they like? It's really simple. They let me taste it. Yes, they really do. And I even talk about in my book, the most unattractive thing I got to taste one time was a rat. And being vegan, that didn't taste very good. I was working with a snake. We were trying to get her to eat, very finicky. This is what she wanted to eat. So it's very helpful in that way with my work. It seems simplistic, but when your animal won't eat, it's a very serious matter. So I am the food taster for their animal, so to speak. Okay, next we have, last but not least, oh no, not last, next to last, clairsentience, which means clear feeling. This entails feelings a person's or spirit's emotions or feelings another's physical pain. Many of us are clairsentient without consciously being aware of it. When we get a strong gut feeling, positive or negative, about someone we just met, or we get chills for no apparent reason. We may be tuning into the emotional energy of a person or a spirit around us. When we are highly sensitive and are in tune with not only our own feelings, but also the feelings of others, this makes us natural healers and caregivers. We often feel inspired to pursue careers as doctors, therapists, counselors, nannies, teachers. If this is you, clairsentience is at the top of your list. And for me, the way that I use this sense in my daily work is I am able to go in and feel an animal's body. So if they're having any type of issues, pain, any type of symptoms, I actually feel it inside my own body. Obviously, I'm not a veterinarian, or nor I do pretend to be one, but I work with a lot of animals where maybe the vet is stumped. We can't really put a finger on what the ailment is, but when I can go in deeper and describe what it actually feels like inside the animal, it's extremely helpful in finding the remedy for what the problem is. Okay, and last but not least, we have claircognizance, which means clear knowing. When we have knowledge of people or events that we would not normally have knowledge of, Spirit impresses us with truths that simply pop into our minds from out of nowhere. And for me, I work with a spirit guide. She's my wolf called Kia, and some of my clients know of her because she just comes right into the session. And sometimes she'll just tell me things that just are. They are facts. I don't question it. Sometimes I also might get a message from the universe. I might hear a particular name or see a color or a vision of something that just comes before my eyes. Of course, I share it immediately with my clients, and it's another little helpful tool that I'm able to kind of lean on when necessary. So, with that being said, those are the 6 Clair senses that I wanted to share with you today. I use all of them every day, pretty much, in all of my work, and I hope that that helps you to understand a little bit about what I do. People ask me, how do you do what you do? I usually just say it's through telepathy, and then they just look at me like, yeah, okay. So, again, I hope this gives you a broader understanding, taking things that you are familiar with in your everyday life and now crossing it over into my animal communication work. So I'd like to open up the discussion now, Wei, if we can, if we have some questions, some people chiming in.
Yes, so Boschko has a question for you. So I'm going to start his video.
Okay.
You guys can.
I'm so excited. This is so much fun today.
Hi, this is actually Boschko's partner, Matt. How are you?
Hi, nice to meet you,
Nice
Matt.
to meet you. I had a question. My dog passed a little over 5 years ago, and
Okay.
I often feel like I get these kind of messages or signs from him in ways that are kind of unexpected and unannounced. So even just like a car driving down the road that has his name in the title, or actually his name is Cooper, so it's kind of funny that you're
Oh,
on the call today. Um,
yes.
and
Perfect.
just like if I'm reading something in the paper and then the name pops in, I don't know, I feel like I get these messages. And I guess my question is, what's the best way to kind of process this kind of information? And am I crazy?
You're not crazy, and I'm honestly not trying to promote my book again, but I have to tell you something. I have a whole chapter dedicated, actually 2 chapters dedicated to just that, with all these different signs and what they mean. But you're not crazy. I mean, you might even just actually physically feel him pressing up against you. He is trying to communicate with you. So definitely he is in touch. They do visit all the time. Some of them come and visit their owners here. Well, I hate to use the word owner, excuse me. They're caretakers every single day. They miss us. They really do. So you are not crazy.
Thank
You
you.
might want to take a little journal and just write down the different things that you feel that he's trying to connect with you through. And then you can use my book as like a guidebook or a handbook. I bet you're going to find some things in there that he has sent to you.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for your question.
So next we have Amy.
Okay.
Amy, I just asked to unmute you.
Oh, look at that cutie pie.
The whole time. Hi.
Hi.
So my question is actually very simple.
Okay.
When you were talking about clairvoyance, I
Yes.
saw a little somebody walking around behind you.
Oh.
Baby, I need to see this pupper.
Yes, that is probably my Chihuahua quesadilla.
I want to see him. I want to see him. That was my question.
Can you say hi? Come here. Come here to mommy. She is always in all my videos. She's a little shy. Come here, girl. Well, you can see pictures of her all over my Facebook page. I just posted one today that we took. We were relaxing and meditating before we came on the show today. That's my little angel. She's a rescue. I rescued her about 8 years ago from the local shelter. She's a 3-pounder and a very tough girl.
Yeah, she looked very cute, but that was really, I was so into what you were saying, but I was watching like this the whole time after that.
Oh yeah, that's my little Casey.
Thank
What's your
you.
baby's name?
Well, this one's Gracie, not Casey. She's also a rescue. I've had her about 8 years also.
She's beautiful. Hi, Gracie. Nice to meet you. Are you a good girl?
No.
Not all the time? Uh-oh.
Sometimes.
Okay.
The other one's back there, but he's being nice, so we'll leave him be.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you, Amy. Yeah, just go to any of my social media, and I have tons of pictures of my animals.
Are they just like at Candy Cooper, or what's the?
Yeah, my Candy Cane Cooper. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything just under my name. You'll
Okay.
find me.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
So up next we have Cliff. Cliff, I'm going to ask to unmute you.
Hello. Hi. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Um,
Nice to meet you.
Good, thank you. So I guess my question is, do you believe that all pets go to heaven?
Well, I have to tell you, I pretty much go to, I call it the other side every day in my work. I do a lot of work over there. Um, I wouldn't exactly call it heaven because I don't believe there's an opposite as in hell.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, they all travel to the other side. A big part of my work is escorting them over. A lot of my clients call me. I do a lot of work here in Los Angeles with a local vet where I'm the spiritual guidance as the animals humanely euthanized. Then I also do it remotely too. So yes, they all go to the good place. I'll say that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
One of them. You're welcome.
Does anyone else have any questions? Feel free to either message the chat or raise your hand. Raise your virtual hand on Zoom.
I know Casey always steals the show, my little chihuahua.
So cute. Well, you can find Candy on candycanecooper.com, and she's also on Instagram, Candy Cane Cooper. She has
Right.
a very unique name, easy to remember.
Yeah, if you'd like to see more of my work and a live video of me actually in session, just go to my YouTube channel, and I've got tons of videos across the board, all kinds of animals from zebras to chihuahuas to horses at the racetrack, all kinds of stuff. So go ahead and check me out at my YouTube channel. And I just want to thank everyone for coming and joining me today and taking time out of, I know you're busy afternoon. And I just want to finish with saying, remember, when you speak to your animals, always speak with your mind and not your mouth. Peace and love from me to you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Candy.
Thank you, Wei Wei.